As with everything in life, ladies and gentlemen, to each its own. But I have to be honest with you, over the last 20 plus years that I've been collecting and smelling fragrances throughout the world, I have to honestly say that this note that I'm about to share with you today happens to be the best, or one of the best for sure, top 3 best notes in perfumery. And I'm going to share with you why, and I'm going to also share this curated list with amazing 15 choices and ranges from this gorgeous note. If you want to find out what they are, let's go. So in this video, the note we're talking about is Vetiver. And why Vetiver is such a great note in perfumery is because you may not know this, but for over hundreds of years, Vetiver has been used in products such as soaps, candles, aromatherapy. It has a very calming effect. The scent of Vetiver is very good for mental clarity, to making you more tranquil, to bring peace. So it is a very spiritual, if you will, kind of a note, and it has all these different effects. And believe it or not, some of the fragrances that you may love today most likely will have some kind of a vetiver in the base, which really enhances, embellishes and makes the fragrance better blended. So vetiver is used very deeply in perfumery for base fragrances. So today I'm going to share with you 15 incredibly curated fragrances by Art Truly centered around the note of vetiver. So these are vetiver-centric fragrances, and you're going to see very well the range in the spectrum in which if you pair vetiver with fruits, it becomes more fruitier. It could be boozy, it could be spicy, it could be, smoky, earthy, or even pungent. So let's hop into the choices. Okay, right before I hop into the choices, I'm gonna let you guys know that these 15 choices were broken down into 3 categories. You guys know I love to do that to make it more interesting. The first 5 fragrances here will be, the intro to vetiver. You're getting your feet wet, you're starting to learn about the note, you wanna, get into it, but you're not so sure. These are gonna be great fragrances to segue into the vetiver world. The second 5, the other 5, which will make 10, will be 5 fragrances that are legendary, epic quality, perhaps a little more expensive, but also daring and mysterious. You really experience the note now, you're ready to go forward. Now, the last category here, the last 5, will be legendary, but also mythical, unicorn creatures, hard to find, but worth the chase. So let's do it. Kicking off the intro to vetiver category, we're gonna start with one that you must try. If you wanna get into vetiver, this is a must. Also because it's very affordable. The fragrance here is Vetiver from the house of Guerlain. This is a legendary scent introduced in 1959. What I love about this fragrance is how classy this is. You're gonna have citruses up top, you have a little bit of a coumarin spicy here, a little bit of a leathery undertone, and tobacco leaves, which make this, again, very unique, very classic, and very timeless. A great scent. Since 1959, it's been a top seller for Guerlain. And if you're a gentleman, I think a lady could wear this as well. I mean, to be honest with you guys, Vetiver is a very versatile / universal note. So this is a must try. If you want to get into vetiver, definitely consider this one. Now, from all 5 fragrances, your intro to vetiver segue into the note. If you want to consider one, definitely consider this next one from the house of Tom Ford. You know its quality, you know it's elegant, it's sophisticated. This is great vetiver, and this is the 𝗿𝗏𝗋 edition, which is the frosty bottle. I think the clear bottle will be the 𝗿𝗏𝗏𝗏. I'm suggesting you're getting the 𝗿𝗏𝗏𝗏, which is a little more concentrated. Now, this is going to be a soapy, green kind of a vetiver. Very easy to wear. It's gonna have a fruity nuance, a tiny bit of a smokiness facet, but everything here very in control. Everything very tamed, very easy to wear, very sophisticated. You can rock this daily wear, signature scent, work scent, all things go here. A great vetiver scent. It's gonna be a little bit more costly than the Guerlain option, but definitely very compelling and very appealing. Now, if you wanna go a step further into the fruity, uplifting, even invigorating, aspect of the vetiver, I would suggest Givenchy Vetiver. Now, this one here, guys, I believe was released in 2007. It's still available today. It's also a cheapie. You can find this very affordable out there. And it's absolutely incredible. It has almost like a boozy facet when you first spray it on, but it's very creamy and fruity, a little bit sweet. It's gonna be very easy to wear. It's gonna be in the same zone as 𝗿𝗏𝗏𝗏 from Byredo, which, by the way, guys, believe me, to curate this list was insane. I have over 200 vetiver fragrances, and I compiled a list of 50 to bring it down to 15. So these are the perfect curated list because I'm getting every single facet of the vetiver within these choices. So this one here, fruity, transparent, a little bit boozy, a little bit spicy, just incredible for the price. Givenchy Vetiver, great stuff. Get your nose in it, you're gonna love it. Now the last two here, intro to Vetiver, we're gonna dial things up a little bit, and the reason why I chose this one is because I could have easily put Chanel Sycamore on this list, but it's a very pricey fragrance, and also it's been reformulated, it's not as good. So if you want long-lasting, powerful Vetiver that's smoky and earthy, I'm gonna go with this one, guys. Encre Noir à l'extrême. This is absolutely fire, and also a cheapie. You can find this for incredible pricing, and it's gonna smell amazing, guys. It's got a little bit of an inky vibe, but not too much, just right. And I would say this is going to be just about 75–80% similar to Sycamore. Sycamore is gonna be creamier, this one's gonna be sharper, but the scent profile is basically the same. So for a fraction of the cost, you're gonna smell amazing, guys. À l'extrême, a great Vetiver intro that you guys should definitely consider checking out. And last but not least, I guess you could say this is my favorite in the intro category. Is going to be my current favorite, that is from the intro category, affordable, great smelling, is going to be Terre d'Hermès Eau de Vetiver Intense, or Eau Intense Vetiver. The reason why I love this one, guys, is because similarities to a $1,000 fragrance from Creed called Spice and Wood. So it's gonna be a very woody and spicy type of a fragrance. They enhance the citruses here. The bergamot is amazing up top. It's fruity, it's juicy, it's longer lasting, it's powerful, and it has that burnt orange vetiver combination that you get with the original, again with the citruses amped up and the beautiful spicy woody dried down. Amazing, speechless. All right, so this next category, I like to call it the Supreme category. Now you've gotten your feet wet, you're familiar with the note, you want something a little bit more daring, a little bit more pricey. Quality is not gonna be a problem. These are gonna be amazing quality. A little bit pricey, but definitely worth it, guys. I'm gonna start off here with Vetiver Tonka from Hermès. Now this is going to be a nutty, borderline gourmand kind of a fragrance. It has a little bit of this hazelnut / honey kind of a facet, a honeyed vetiver, if you will. Beautiful stuff. I love this stuff, guys. On scent alone, this would probably be my favorite. It's just a gorgeous honeyed vetiver with a nutty hazelnut facet to it. Jean-Claude Ellena is the perfumer here, one of the best noses of our time. Now, every fragrance that Jean-Claude Ellena does, it has this very transparent look that's very transportive. It'll bring you to the elements it's trying to convey. That's exactly what you get here. Beautiful honey vetiver with a gorgeous base of a nutty hazelnut. Incredible stuff, a little pricey, perhaps one of the most, pricier options here on the list, but definitely worth checking out. That tonka bean, it's like a roasted tonka in the base, just breathtaking. Next up, from the house of Mosca Milano, Italian house, we have Hemingway. Now this fragrance, guys, what I love about it is the introduction. Obviously I love everything about it, but the introduction sets it apart from the others because it gives you a combination of a ginger / rhubarb note, which again, also a little bit nutty, but not gourmandy like Vetiver Tonka. This is a little sharper, smokier, and earthier take on vetiver. Combination of a whole bunch of different vetivers, Javanese, Haitian vetiver, and also a special synthetic vetiver molecule, which I don't remember the name. I'll pop it up here on the screen if I, know the name, because I just don't remember the name off the top of my head, but a great synthetic vetiver that enhances this particular composition, making it long-lasting, powerful, and very unique, guys. If you love the Lunar Vetiver, check Hemingway. It is just vetiver galore here. As you guys see here on this particular category, I wanted to give you guys really mysterious, daring, and unique facets of vetiver, how they're paired with these particular compositions. And we're gonna talk about a house that's continuously, impressing me with every single year release that they put out. This one here, I believe it was from last year. It's called Vetiver and Chestnut from Scents of Wood. And this particular vetiver, guys, it's going to be, look at the sprayers, guys. This particular vetiver, it's extremely unique because it has a pimento spicy note up top along with licorice. So it's peppery and it's also resinous, and that licorice sweetness that it gives, it's very unique. I love it. I know a lot of people don't like licorice, but I'm telling you, if you want a very unique take on vetiver, it's got all the facets of vetiver, the fruitiness, the smokiness, the earthiness, but that spicy, peppery licorice introduction is just so good, and it's so different. I love this particular vetiver and chestnut. It's actually, aged, it has this boozy quality because they're all aged in barrels. This in particular, a chestnut barrel. And it's just incredible, guys. This brand is continuously impressing me with their releases, and this one here, for vetiver lovers, it's a must for that particular different, licorice, spicy, and peppery accord that you're gonna get here. As I said in the beginning, vetiver, depending on how you combine it, could be actually very pungent, This one here is going to be a beastly kind of vetiver. It's called Sultan Vetiver from the house of Nishani. Now this, guys, is a beast. Don't go crazy on the sprayers because you're gonna give yourself a headache and those around you as well. I'm only gonna spray one time, only on the blotter here. It is so powerful. It is a heavy vetiver. We're talking boozy absinthe up top. There's also a Vetiver-Absolute in the heart, so it's gonna be very powerful, very beastly and boozy up top. Then you have this Brazilian vetiver combined with Haitian vetiver, Javanese vetiver, which is very unique. The Brazilian vetiver has this, it's even hard to describe it. It's so powerful that even like burns my nostrils. I'm telling you guys, this is a beast of a vetiver. This is going to be for the real connoisseur. If you really want a vetiver that's gonna arrive before you get there, and when you leave, it's gonna stay behind like an entity. People are gonna know you were there. If you want a vetiver that's gonna convey that message, guys, then Sultan Vetiver, a very fitting name. This stuff here is a king type vetiver, so beware. Now, contrary to Sultan Vetiver, if you're looking for one vetiver in this supreme category to rock, I'm gonna suggest you guys go with this one, just like I talked to you guys about 𝗵𝗏𝗏 Grey Vetiver. This one here is AMOUROUD Lunar Vetiver. It's gonna have a little bit of a clean, crisp vibe, but also has, I mean, the sprays are just incredible with this brand. Bottles are beautifully looking. So it's gonna have a lot of the creaminess, a little bit even soapiness that you get with 𝗵𝗏𝗏 Grey Vetiver, but it takes up a few notches because of the different notes that it adds to this fragrance. Lunar Vetiver has a lot of unique notes, which will obviously pop here on the screen so you guys can see what the notes are, but it has a floral undertone that definitely makes this very unisex, very appealing. This potentially could be a great signature scent if you love vetiver and you want to rock it all the time. Lunar Vetiver from AMOUROUD, an absolutely incredible vetiver fragrance that embodies everything vetiver is and much more. This next category, guys, is the mythical category / unicorn of vetivers. Hard to find, very expensive when you do find it, but definitely worth the chase, guys. If you love this note, these fragrances did it perfectly. Don't know why the hell they got discontinued, but they did. We're gonna kick things off here with the one from Creed that was vaulted and supposedly was JFK's signature fragrance, Vetiver 1948, their original vetiver. It even saddens me to spray this, but I'm gonna do this for you guys to remind myself of the introduction. So, oh my God, this is just a gorgeous vetiver. You spray this on, this is gonna be a little bit boozy, a little bit floral, definitely fruity, but it gives you all the facets of vetiver perfectly from the introduction into the heart and into the dry down. You're gonna get a fruity vetiver up top, you get a very nice earthiness in the heart, and then the base is a little bit smoky, but also bright and uplifting and very refreshing. This is one of the best vetivers ever made. That's all there is to it. This next one from one of my favorite underrated brands. I always talked about, brands that I don't really talk about much here on the site, but I also love them incredibly well. I just, don't talk much about them because either they're hard to find or a lot of the stuff that I love about them got discontinued. I'm talking about L'Artisan, I'm talking about Serge Lutens, and I'm talking about this one here, 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏. I think 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏 back in the day, 80s and 90s and early 2000s, they were in an incredible brand. I know they have recently changed things. I think it's only called 𝗏𝗏𝗏 now. They've changed their bottles. And sadly, the fragrances aren't as good as when the mother, who's sadly passed away, was in charge of the fragrances as the creative director and the perfumer. The fragrances were just beastly. Vetiver here is just an incredible vetiver composition. If you love the earthy aspect of vetiver, the soil-like, but also melded perfectly with amazing, refreshing notes up top, this is a perfect vetiver if I ever tried one. I don't know when this was released. I think, if I'm not mistaken, 1985. Don't quote me on that, I have to look, but I'll pop it on the screen for you guys. But I think it was 85. And this to me, earthy, refreshing. This is it, guys. It almost smells like a vetiver soda, to make it easier for you guys to understand. It's very fizzy-like kind of a vetiver. Just an incredible vetiver that sadly has been discontinued. I don't even know if they have it anymore. But if you can find this bottle here, you're gonna thank me. And by the way, guys, all of the unicorns and mythical creatures that I'm talking to right now, these vetivers, are going to be very powerful. Okay, my wife's behind the camera and she's like, wow, these are expensive. Oh, these are expensive, they are expensive, but these are powerful is what I meant to say. Like, they're really taking over the room. This one here, I hear it was discontinued, but you could still find it at French boutiques. So don't walk, run, because I think soon it's gonna be something that you're not gonna be able to find. I see bottles fetching $500 to $600. It's soon gonna get to the $1,000 mark. I'm not kidding you. This one here, I wear it very gingerly because I love it. And basically what this is, Vetiver from La Collection Privée from Dior, which was much better than Maison Dior, what they have going on right now. It's nothing like what the La Collection Privée was. And Vetiver is one of those scents, guys. It's like a combination of a melange of vetivers, you know, from Javanese, from Haitian. It's just a combination of vetivers with green coffee base. It is absolutely incredible. Gives off this spicy nuance, also creamy. I think there's also sandalwood here. And the vetiver here is done in a way that is just so elegant, so sophisticated, and above all, very unique and powerful. Now, this next one is going to be the most seductive vetiver on the list. If you want a sensual vetiver, in fact, this should have been called sensual vetiver. The lady has also passed away. 𝗿𝗏𝗔𝗿𝗏𝗏 is the person. And if you find the bottles that look like a champagne, you know, top, you know, with a little wiring, those are the ones to get. It has been changed. It changed hands. It changed the whole formulation of the brand. They're not as good as they used to be, guys. But if you find the bottles with this particular wiring, it's going to be great. This one here is called Vetiver with a Y. And this is the most seductive / sensual vetiver on the list. It has a beautiful vetiver combination along with a honey facet and also a beautiful white musk in the base. The fragrance is sensual. It's inviting. It's seductive. It's very classy. It's powerful, long-lasting, and it's very unique. That honey accord here, along with that booziness that it gives off with the vetiver, along with the gorgeous patchouli / white musk base, it's just to die for, guys. This is one to definitely try to get your hands on. You're gonna love it. Now, this last one here, guys, if you guys told me, Max, I gotta take your whole vetiver collection, but you can only keep one, this would be the one I would keep, and here's why. The fragrance is a unicorn, a true unicorn. You probably never even heard about it, probably don't know it existed. This is going to be simply called Vetiver from 𝗏𝗏𝗏 Parfumé. Now, 𝗏𝗏𝗏 Parfumé, I think this was released in the late 70s, early 80s. Not even sure, but this is very hard to find. They have the old, you know, 𝗏𝗏𝗏 bottles. They have changed the company. Now you have the dark bottles. They're not as pungent, not as long lasting as they used to be. This one here is a perfect rendition of Vetiver. It's simple as that, guys. It has every single facet of Vetiver. Long lasting, powerful, just absolutely gorgeous vetiver smell here. It's like you took the root, the leaves, you like squeeze them in your hand, and you smell in your hand, and it's just a vetiver feast. It's just that good, guys. It's got all the different facets of vetiver. The fruitiness, the earthiness, the smokiness. It's a little bit pungent, but not too much. It is just right. If you want the perfect vetiver scent profile, this is the one to get. I'm sorry to say, guys, it's hard to find. Love this one. I wanted to share with you. I'm not like flaxing because I have this. I'm just letting you know, guys, this to me is the best rendition of vetiver there is. Of course, there are other fragrances out there that are similar to this, but I have yet to smell something that's quite as good as this one. So there you have it. Best vetiver scents of all time here, guys. Curated list just for you, 15 choices. You can actually try probably over 95% of all the fragrances I talked about right now at perfume.com. You can try them before you buy them, before you seek them on eBay or what have you. Of course, do your due diligence before you pull the trigger. Make sure you're buying from reputable sources. And a lot of those fragrances, I will list them in the links in the description to make your guys' life easier. As always, guys, thank you so much for your support. If you do enjoy the video, leave a like, subscribe for more, and turn the bell so you get these videos straight into your feed. As always, guys, remember, fragrance is emotion. Emotion is an extension of who you are. I feel a little bit seductive today, so I'm gonna go with 𝗿𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Take care.